Patrick Henrekin, our athletic director and assistant principal, with me today in a Steamer2Steamer meeting. Patrick has a preschool student and a little daughter at home, and his wife is in the medical field. So he is not only doing things from home, he's keeping up, for us as Steamers, he's also keeping up with managing the family during the day. So, it's kind of a neat interview that we have a parent and a staff member both. So Patrick, thanks for doing this today. We appreciate you.
With that said, I need help. No. Yesterday, I definitely felt that. Yesterday was one of those days where it was a long day.
Yeah, I bet your wife, again, you have probably new perspective for, the time.
I could never be a stay-at-home dad. Yesterday was an interesting day.
So with that, what have you learned about yourself or school since this quarantine has started?
Well, it's tough. I think I like to have structure, and I know, like Jack, my 5-year-old son, he likes to have structure. So that's been the biggest change here at home, is just kind of putting in some sort of structure where, we're getting up in the morning. I'll work for a little bit. He'll watch a little TV, breakfast, and then we'll work on his letters for a while, or we'll do something other school related. We'll take a break. We'll go play for a little bit. We both definitely need that. And from the school side of it, I find myself working kind of all hours throughout the day and night. I tell you, the toughest days are when we have, if I have 3 Zoom meetings back to back to back, or from, 9 to 2 or something, I'm just mentally drained after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough. I mean, just last night I was working on athletic schedules at 9:00 last night because I felt good. So sometimes just breaking it up and trying to keep your sanity a little bit, but.
And Patrick, what have you learned from others about this? Have you picked up anything from, other colleagues, friends, other stay-at-home dads?
Everybody's, we're all sort of in the same situation, and we're sort of not. I mean, everybody, like you said, my wife works, others don't. I have kids, some don't. So I'm talking to parents, and I'm talking to kids, and talking to teachers. You got to recognize they're all sort of dealing with their own situation, and we have to be flexible and, communicate, how we can make things work. And I think it's went really well. But everybody's kind of functioning, on a different level to some degree. And we just have to be aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I keep hearing over and over, especially as we're going into week 7, 6,
whatever it is,
it's important to do things for yourself at times too, and that'll
absolutely.
In fact, that's one of our questions. So, is there anything you really miss a lot about not being able to go out and having to stay at home?
Well, personally, we're homebodies to begin with, quite frankly. So. Not a whole lot has changed there. I mean, going out to dinner, on the weekend or something, yeah, we like to do that. But yeah, I have a weight room in my house, and so I'm still able to get out and lift because that's really what, kind of keeps me sane. So personally, not a whole lot has changed. School-wise, I would say, I don't know, it's tough. I would say just obviously not seeing the kids is the biggest, downside to it. Not seeing them. I kind of liken this to, when we're sitting in Zoom meetings all day, it's kind of like me sitting in my office all day. Like, that's the worst part of my job, going out and seeing kids at lunch and in the hallways and in the weight room. Like, that's what I enjoy most. And so that's what's kind of been taken away from us.
Yeah. Yeah. That energy that we get from one another.
Absolutely.
I shared with Virginia, the office secretary, that I've never been in my office so many consecutive days in a row.
Yeah.
I, like you, I mean, I'm, sort of a part of community events, visiting the schools. I really, really miss that a lot. Is there
That's
anything
tough.
you do? Is there anything particularly you guys do to take care of yourselves?
Well, like so, we both exercise. So we'll, if I'm out lifting, Mary Kate will watch the kids, and vice versa. We've had a couple of family game nights, which have been interesting. So we hadn't played Monopoly in a long time. So we played Monopoly, the other weekend, and it was actually a very competitive game. And then the next night, Jack wanted to play Monopoly again, but on his Monopoly board. So it's a lot of fun. And sometimes I think when we get so caught up in the school year and everything going on, it's sometimes you miss those opportunities.
Yeah.
So I know we had a lot of fun, and sometimes it just makes you realize, like, hey, you got to make time for family time.
Yeah. Yeah. So does he have Monopoly Junior? Is that
He
their
does.
version?
Yeah. It's the same idea, but
Oh yeah, I played it. That brings back some memories.
scaled down a
Lots of
little bit.
Monopoly Junior games. That's funny.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite social media sort of stream or person or activity you sort of followed or started just because of, being more homebound?
Social media wise, not really.
Or a
No, not
TV show?
really.
We've kind of talked about different things that are streamed.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, I have grown tired of Netflix, believe it or not. I mean, I've watched a lot of the shows that I think a lot of our other listeners have watched, and they're great. But there's only so many shows I can watch. Thankfully, it's starting to get nice out, and I love to be outside doing stuff. We got a couple of projects we'd like to get done. So that's really yesterday, like I said, was such a hard day because it was crappy out, couldn't go outside and play at all. We're really looking forward to getting the weather, cooperating so we can get outside and do some stuff and get away from some of the technology for a while.
Yeah. Hear you there. Any advice you have for your fellow steamers as we wrap this up?
Just continue to do what you're doing. I think I know we're doing a great job. I have two siblings that are both teachers in other districts, and so we kind of communicate and we share what we're doing here, and they're kind of sharing what they're doing in their districts. I just where we are, I just feel very confident that we're doing what's best for kids right now in the difficult situation. And I've actually given them both advice, and there are some ideas that we've had, say, hey, go out, maybe try these things yet in your districts. And so I really want to commend everybody, in Steamer Nation thus far. I feel like we've done a really great job, from school personnel, the parents, the students. We'll keep persevering, and we'll get through this and back to normal, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Sounds like good advice. Mr. Henrekin, thanks for taking time today, and good luck with the rest of Thursday with the kids and the stuff going on. Appreciate your time, and thank you for doing this.
Appreciate for having me. Thank you.
Yep. Talk to you later.